Officials say the typhoon blew the roofs off of thousands of houses, felled trees and electricity poles across the southern coastline and caused the destruction of hundreds of homes. More than 35,000 villagers in high-risk areas were evacuated to safe places before the arrival of the typhoon this morning, according to the Vietnam Disaster Management Authority. At least 12 people were missing and over 370 houses had collapsed, the Communist State's Search and Rescue Committee said. The government earlier said 6 ships had capsized with 61 people on board in the South China Sea and that 25 people had been rescued, but gave no details as to the possible fate of the others. Widespread wind damage and prolonged power outages along with some structural damage are expected in Ninh, Nha Trang and Cam Ranh in the wake of landfall. Before it became a tropical storm, the cyclone unleashed more than 12 inches of rain on parts of northern Visayas and southern Luzon in the Philippines earlier in the week. At least 2 people died in a landslide, according to the Manila Times. Officials also warn the heavy rain could cause a risk of life-threatening flooding and mudslides which will target not only the Vietnamese communities along the path of Damrey but also farther north into central Vietnam and the neighboring mountains of Laos. Typhoon Damrey and Nha Trang in Vietnam has been hit with extensive damage. Weather. Typhoon Damrey will spread into Sunday. The region can expect 6 to 12 inches of rain and residents have been warned to prepare for further evacuations due to flooding. Raging floodwaters could cause severe damage and close roads and bridges, threatening to cut off some mountainous communities from receiving aid. The government said more than 40,000 hectares of crops had been damaged, including sugarcane, rice fields and rubber plantations. And around 40 flights in and out of the country have been cancelled. Military forces have also mobilized over 44,000 servicemen and hundreds of vehicles and boats to help local residents following the typhoon strike. Reuters. People cross a street obstructed by fallen trees during a storm in Nha Trang. Twitter. Typhoon Damrey map storm heading inland. Resident Snipe Patel exclusively told Express.co.uk the city was rocked early this morning. Gusts of over 125 miles per hour, a lot of damage to buildings, trees, fishing boats. I moved out of the center a month ago to the military area and less damage here, but that's because it's all quite new here and no tall buildings. Had a drive through town today and doesn't look good. Really feel for the locals. Some people have lost everything. Reuters. Winds of up to 125 miles per hour have been reported. The storm is the second natural disaster to hit the Southeast Asian country in a month. Some 75 people were killed and 28 others were reported missing in several northern and central provinces by flooding triggered by a tropical storm last month. Typhoon Damrey may be the strongest typhoon to slam into southern Vietnam, south of Quang, since Typhoon Ling Ling in November 2001. Ling Ling was the equivalent of a Category 2 hurricane just prior to making landfall near Quang. Tuesday, October 24, 2017. In this aerial image, a car stranded on a road inundated with river water, where an elderly woman was found dead after Typhoon Lan hit past Japan. Had a drive through town today and doesn't look good. Really feel for the locals. Some people have lost everything. Snipe Patel. Earlier this week, the depression turned into a tropical storm after it emerged over the South China Sea. AccuWeather meteorologist Rob Richards said on Thursday this tropical system has the potential to become a typhoon before making landfall. In southern Vietnam, flooding, rain, damaging winds and mudslides will be possible late Friday into Saturday, local time. The storm was originally called Remil when it was in the Philippine area of responsibility, but has been called Damrey as it enters the Thai area. Reuters. The region can expect 6 to 12 inches of rain. Reuters. Typhoon Damrey. The roof of a building is damaged during a storm in Ho Chi Minh City. Remil intensified into a cyclone from a low-pressure area early Wednesday, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration. In 2016, there were 10 million tourists in Vietnam and it contributes 4.5% to the country's GDP. The Foreign Office recommends tourists follow the advice of the local authorities, including any evacuation orders if they are affected by any natural disasters. Floods killed more than 80 people in northern Vietnam last month while a typhoon wreaked havoc in central provinces in September. The country of over 90 million people is prone to destructive storms and flooding due to its long coastline.